Thanks again, Erica, for taking the time to speak with us today. Last question is, what tips and advice would you give to aspiring professionals in building their leadership skills and experiences and working towards executive level roles?
My personal advice would be to treat everybody like they're somebody that you'll learn from, regardless of their position. Whether it's someone who works with you, who works in a different department, who doesn't report to you at all. Everybody in an organization is important in their own way, and I think, if you want to be in leadership, you need to appreciate that and understand that. You can't just surround yourself with a small group of people that you feel are, okay, these are the people who are important, these are the people I work with, and I don't really care about everybody else. I think that the really great leaders that I've seen, that I've worked with, they really go out of their way to understand every department, every person's role from the bottom all the way up. And you don't have to know things in a great amount of detail, but have an appreciation for the job, have an appreciation for the challenges that other people in the organization go through. And when you're in a position of leadership, then you understand, what are the things that are going to help people, what are the things that are going to hurt people, where do I find resources for this or for that. And I think that's a huge part of being a good leader is respecting and understanding that. And the second comment I would make regarding aspiring for an executive leadership position, which I don't know if I'm executive, but I guess I'm high up enough for you to ask me this question, I think is find an organization that you're happy in, that you really feel you want to be in before you really kind of buckle down and make this commitment to be like, I'm going to work my way up here. Because there are organizations that'll hire you into a position with a great title, but if you get there and you don't like the people you work with, you don't like the culture, you don't like the principles that they operate under, you're not going to really either be happy or grow, I think, in that role. So I think it's really important to find the place where you feel right, where you feel you belong, where you're happy and you respect and trust the people around you, and then from there, growing within that organization, I think will feel a lot more organic and happy for you.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Some very sound advice, and I love the fact that you had indicated that it's more the culture and the people that you work with that will help you to grow in your role and to help you succeed and ultimately love what you do.
Yeah, definitely. I think people talk about it a lot. They always talk about fit and culture, and I don't think you really ever have an appreciation for it until you're in the organization and you can really feel the difference between I love to sit down and talk to my coworkers versus, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's only Monday. How am I going to get through this week, right? And that's every day for how many years? So, people talk about it a lot, and it is important, but it is a journey. I also think to find where you want to be. Like, culture and fit is something that you may mature and change, and a culture that you liked at one point may not be a culture you'll like forever, and I think that's totally fine. But regardless, wherever you end up, you should be happy there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I totally agree. For our aspiring professionals, our current students, as they move through their co-op interviews, it's always the goal to land that job, but the key point is to interview the organization as much as they're interviewing you.
Absolutely.
Get to know them, get to know the culture, get to know whether or not you think you'll be the right fit.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, and like I said, if you loved a place when you first started working there and after 5 years you're like, I've kind of outgrown this, or that's fine, right? Nobody's saying you have to be in that culture forever, but definitely be critical of it at that time when you're making that decision. And exactly like you said, Patty, it's as much them interviewing you as it is you interviewing them.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. Some great advice to which I'm sure our prospective students and current students will really, really appreciate. Thank you so much for your time, Erica. We loved chatting with you and getting to know a little bit about what you do, a little bit about Real Star Management. So thank you.
Thanks, Patty. Thanks for having me.